Today I'm going to talk about recycling your capital for higher returns and also protecting your capital. Two strategies I've talked about before, but I'm going to go over them together quickly and show you examples of how I'm actually doing it. And we'll do three things. The third thing is we'll start with just generally where I believe the market is. It's Monday when you're seeing this. I recorded it a couple days earlier because I'm taking some time off because it's my birthday. And this week, when you see this video, I'll be working on more content for my school community. And actually, now that I think about it, I was at the gym earlier, and there's a guy in the locker room, and he said, "Hey, you mind me asking how old you are?" And I was like, no problem. So I told him, I'm going to be 53. And he goes, and I was like, why would you react like that? Just lie to me, right? Lie to people. Just say, well, actually, you look pretty young for your age, or you're in really good shape for your age. No, he was just like, oh my gosh. And I was thinking, what a jerk. So then it dawned on me. Next time I see him up in the gym, I'm going to say, hey, you want a spot on the bench press? He'll be like, yeah, give me a spot. I'm like, okay, I'll give him a lift off. I'll watch. Then he'll get stuck and I'll be like, wow, you look like you're stuck. He'll be like, yeah, can you help me out? And I'll say, I could, but I'm 53 and really don't have that much strength because I'm just so old. I'm just going to go. All right, so that aside, if you enjoy these, please hit the like button now. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave comments if you've got them. And also, I added two different things. Oh, and subscribe if you haven't, so these videos will show up in your feed when you hit YouTube. Two new things that I've got. One is if you go to the homepage of the show, you just hit the Hack Your Crypto, or there's a link down below in the description to join with a YouTube membership. They've got the ability, you click the join button, it'll pop up a window, and you can join. And then once you do, on the homepage, it puts up this post and membership tab. And there I'm putting each video, and I can put other information, and we can have discussions about those particular videos, much more deeper, interesting discussions than we would have otherwise just on the regular comments. It also helps support the show. I also have, and there's a link down below, School Community, where I have much more in-depth discussions about all the different crypto, and also in the classroom, a lot of different courses on different strategies and things if you need to learn about it. Some are more in-depth, some are more basic. But what's interesting is in the community, and this goes into what I'm going to talk about with strategy. The other day I had posted in here that I purchased this new crypto called IP Story. We'll talk about that in a second. When I posted it, it was $1.69. I did a video about it and I scheduled it in my list of videos for YouTube. By the time it's coming out, it's gone up substantially. So unfortunately, with some of these videos, they come out a day, 2 or 3 late, and some of these things are just missed, but you'll find them in that school community. Let's get back to what I wanted to talk about today. So the market as a whole, this is the total market, and the question is, where are we? I believe we are still in the beginning phases of the bull run. Cryptos have been moving, but I think we haven't hit that real hyperbolic or exponential move. This purple line represents the last time. Here we are just barely above the total market cap of 3 trillion. I think we have a long way to go. First thing, if you look at the phases which we show, everyone shows this. Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, then down to large and caps, small caps. And these are the memes, if you will. And these are the altcoins here at the bottom. Okay, so we're kind of still in that Bitcoin phase. What do we need to have happen first is we need to see that the Bitcoin dominance, the percentage of the market that's Bitcoin, starts to really drop. And there is a good indicator I pointed out in a previous show called the Pi cycle top indicator. When these two moving averages cross, then typically within 3 days, this has happened in the past, the Bitcoin dominance will then begin its final draw down. Then once we've got that draw down, then Ethereum starts to move. You can see here, last time, this orange line represents the peak. It was 48.67 last cycle. This time it has not gotten that high. It's way down. It has been coming up lately. It's at 27.50 at the time I'm recording this. Could be quite different when you see this, but it has a ways to go just to hit last peak and then up. That tells me that because dominance hasn't gone down yet, we're still sort of in the Bitcoin phase, maybe just moving into the Ethereum phase as it starts to move up, and then we want to get into the altcoins. Okay, so then that moves me into what I wanted to talk about strategy-wise. Two strategies I've gone into depth that I've actually started to implement both of them. I've got videos, I'll have links down below where I discuss those in depth, but we're going to go over them quickly. The first one was quite simply recycle your capital. And both of these I would say are conservative strategies. What would I consider not conservative? Waiting to sell all of your crypto at one particular price, taking the chance that it never gets there or you miss it. And I'm going to show you something interesting here today that literally happened to me today. So I said to myself, well, I think what I'll do is try for smaller gains. And then, now some, if I think they'll keep going, I'm going to watch them, but I'm going to start selling as I move. And on some of them, if I'm not as, my conviction level, let's say, isn't as high, I might sell out. So in December, I sold out completely of XRP. In January, it was Solana. And then in February, it was OM, Mantra. I sold out completely of those. Now, and all of them got a 4 to 5x. Solana, the reason I had a good return is because I was holding some from a while ago. But you might be thinking, well, that stinks, a 4 to 5x. Why do you want that? Well, because I'm going to recycle the capital. I've put that back into other coins. Simple math. You get a 5x on this crypto, you sell it, you move it into another one, and you get a 5x on that one. You're now going to get a 25x. The odds of choosing a coin that hits 25x is very difficult. The chance of selling at 5, moving it into another coin, all the capital, and getting another 5 is probably more likely to happen. So I've already started implementing that because I sold out of 3 December, January, and February. Now, the second strategy is a very conservative one, I think, as well. I have sell levels, but one thing I decided to do was I picked a number of 25% and 4x. Meaning, if I get a 4x return, I take 25% of the money out. I get all my capital back. Simple math. I put $1,000 in, I get a 4x. That's $4,000. I take 25% out. That means I take $1,000 out. That's how much I put in. I've now taken it out. Now, no matter what happens, if that crypto goes to zero, I still have all my capital back. If I get any return at all, I'm going to get a positive return. But by taking that 25% off, I get my capital back. Why do I consider it conservative? Because, of course, I could just leave it all in, hoping it would all continue to go. So if there are coins my conviction level isn't as high, or I think there's better opportunity cost, I'm like, you know what? I think this coin's going to do way better than this current one. So the ones I sold out of, like Mantra, it might have been, I don't know, maybe it was $7 or so. And I looked at it and I thought, gosh, the odds of that doing a 5x from $7, I think that's unlikely. And I think it's more likely that I'll get a 5x on something like Arrow or a different Ondo or a different coin because they're still really low. So I move that money into other coins saying, I think the probability of these low ones getting a 5x is higher than the probability which has already run up getting a 5x. So do you get it? I'm trying to play the probabilities and I'm also trying to preserve my capital. So those were the two strategies that I've talked about. And like I said, I've actually started because I bailed out of 3 already at a 4 to 5x and I'm recycling it. And the one that just happened to me, and this is regarding timing, it's called IP. Unfortunately, and the reason I suggested you might want to join my school community is I post in there when I purchase, and I did a video, but I record these videos a day or two in advance, I edit them a little bit, and then I schedule them, and then they go out onto YouTube one a day. Well, when I made the video on IP, it's called Story, it was at $1.69, and I posted in my school community. It was here. I said, hey, check it out. On this particular, it launched on 2/13. I did a review about it, and I ended up buying it at $1.69. Today, I'm recording this Thursday night because I'm about to birthday and vacation time and then work on school classes. It shot up today. Look at this rise. It actually ran up. You may not see it, but this wick goes up to $8, and it shot up so fast. And I got it at $1.69. When I saw it shooting up, it was around, listen to this, it was around $7.50 when I decided, ooh, I could take 25% out. So I went in, I had it on, I just bought it a couple days ago on Coinbase. So I went in, and if you're familiar with Coinbase, to save money, you go to the Advanced tab, and then you put in your limit order. And I did it when it was at $7.50. But this thing moved up and down so fast that by the time I logged in and put in my order and hit the sell button, it had dropped to $6.72. That's what I executed at. I didn't get that 8. This just proves another point. For those of you that think you're going to hit the peak, good luck. Look how this one wicked up to $8 and shot back down. Okay, because those things happen that fast. And this is an hourly chart. So within an hour, it had shot up and come back down from $6. Well, actually, during this hour, it went from $3.80 to $8, all within an hour. And then also dropped back down to $6 within that hour. That's amazing. And I, executing as fast as I could, got $6.72, which is a 4x. So I got all my capital back. This is the second strategy. And the reason I didn't sell, you might be thinking, why didn't you sell all of it? Well, I don't think we're in the bull run yet. I think this is an excellent one. If you watch my video a day or two ago on it, I talk more about it. But I want to keep this one for the long haul. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to be conservative. I'm going to take 25% off the table. It's at a 4x. I now preserve my capital, and I'm just playing with house money. So there you go. That's what I wanted to point out today. Three main things. One, I wanted to point out that I don't think we're in a bull run yet, unless Bitcoin dominance dropped between when I recorded it and when you're watching it. I'm waiting for Ethereum to move up, the Bitcoin dominance to drop down. Then I think all the altcoins are going to move. And I am implementing the strategies twofold. One, recycling the capital to multiply my gains, and also taking 25% off on some of these so that I can preserve my capital and not get wrecked. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day. These are the things I go over in like my school community in much more detail in those classes and courses. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching.